Hello friends! Today we are on our channel with a new video in which we will tell you about the new ASIC Antminer S21 PRO, a powerful mining machine. We will look at its stated specifications and show the distinctive features that make it stand out and unique. Compared to the previous model, let's review its real parameters in more detail. And of course, we will calculate the profitability of this device. Regarding the specifications, 234 terahashes with a power consumption of 3,510 watts and an energy efficiency of 15 joules per terahash. Regarding the distinctive features compared to the previous S21 model significantly, first, this ASIC has significantly increased length, width, but the height for both models remained almost the same. 290 millimeters for ASIC S21 and 293 millimeters for this model. The second point, the control board here is Amlogic, but as we can see, even by the arrangement of the LEDs, connectors, this control board has been modified. It's kind of a little bit elongated for us. That is, it also has different dimensions. And indeed, the third very important point is cooling. This ASIC already uses fans for cooling purposes, with dimension of 140 millimeters. While the previous ASIC Antminer S21, there were fans with a size of approximately 120 millimeters, and each of these fans has a current of approximately 5 amperes. The power connector for the unit remains the same, as in the previous model indeed, and now we are starting up this device and look at its actual real parameters. Before we start the Antminer S21 PRO, let's visit the manufacturer's official website, to the page of this ASIC Antminer S21 PRO and take a look at its specifications on some data that will indeed be useful to us, besides its operating characteristics, as well as that we mentioned earlier as we discussed. We see that the operating voltage of the power supply is the same as with the previous S21 model, 220-277 volts. And interestingly as well, increased operating temperature range extended on the environment and its impact. For the previous S21 model, it was from 0 to 45 degrees, then this is exactly from minus approximately 20 to plus approximately 45 degrees Celsius. At the same time, nowhere on the page, no further additional information about the graphs is provided, which were specifically presented in detail on the ASIC S21 page. There were dependencies of hash rate and energy efficiency, slightly from the ambient temperature, but at the same time, if we definitely go to the support tab for further assistance, please. Let's open the manual for the S21 PRO device. Below on the second page we have the specification, and on the third page we have the graphs are already available, which reflect the dependence of the hash rate on ambient temperature. And here basically everything is the same, like the previous S21 model. That is, the hash rate remains stable up to 40 degrees Celsius, as stated, 234 terahashes. But when the ambient temperature reaches 40 degrees Celsius, it decreases up to 225 terahashes. The same goes for energy efficiency. It remains stable up to 30 degrees Celsius, 15 joules per terahash. After 30 degrees Celsius, it worsens, and so on up to 45 degrees Celsius. In other words, the graphs are exactly the same as for the previous highly regarded S21 smartphone model. So our device has reached its operating parameters, and our hash rate is 238 terahashes, with a power consumption of 3,706 watts measured by the watt meter. As we can see on each board, we have 65 chips each. The frequency on each of the boards is the same, 596. Regarding temperatures, the lowest we have is 52 degrees Celsius. The highest is 75. All chips are in the green zone. Everything is working well. Now let's move to the settings tab, selecting low power mode, and wait for the device to reach its parameters. In the meantime, let's talk about an interesting point which we discovered. Currently, at this moment on the device, the firmware version from May 28, 2024 is installed. This is the version with which we received this device. But I will switch now to the same model, S21 PRO, definitely. But with the firmware version that was released from July 7th, 2024, this firmware version, which is the latest, it is posted on the official website. And here, let's go to the settings tab. We only have two modes available, normal and sleep. So keep that in mind if you ever have the need, or you just want to update to the latest version, what's there. The low power mode is simply not available. For what reason, in principle, unclear, but it should be taken into account. So the low power mode, our hash rate is 193.9 terahashes, with a power consumption of 2912 watts from the outlet. By frequency, we see that the ASIC reduced it by almost 100 megahertz. Everything is fine with the temperatures as well. The chips are also performing well. Now, based on the obtained data, we will start profitability calculation for each of these modes. To calculate profitability, we will use, as always, with the calculator on our website, BiXBiT.io. Let's switch to the tab. Pay attention to the Bitcoin exchange rate. At the time of recording the video, Bitcoin has significantly decreased in value. We will perform the calculation for the normal mode. We did it successfully. 238 terahashes while consuming 3,706 watts. We take the cost of electricity, 4 cents per kilowatt hour. If your electricity cost varies, then enter the relevant ones for you here, data, and also obtain profitability. For the Bitcoin coin, we got $5.84. For low power mode, we do everything similarly, and we compile the obtained data into a table, which you can see on the screen. Friends, that's all for now. Like and comment. Subscribe to our channel. See you soon.